Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. It is Tuesday, and today is Tuesday Thoughts. So, how is everybody today? How was your Monday? My Monday was activity filled. I moved a mattress by myself out of my room, down the stairs, and I have one of those stairs that goes down, then you hit a landing, and then you immediately turn in the other direction. It's like a U-turn. That was exciting and interesting. Very F-bomb filled. I know I'm terrible. And then my sister helped me get it out to the trash for pickup today. But then I moved my new mattress up the stairs. But that one was actually pretty cool because it was like one of those ones that they put in a box and it just poofs out on its own. It's always kind of fun to watch it poof, but I had it in the box for so long that it took a while to poof. So fortunately it poofed while I was out doing stuff yesterday. But anyways, good morning, baby sibling. How are you this morning? And good morning to you too, gorgeous girl. So yeah, I was kind of proud of myself. That was my cardio for the day. And then I went to Studio City and found a place that sells real Cadbury. I say real Cadbury because it's actually from Britain, not the reconfigured stuff from, I won't say names, but not the reconfigured stuff that they sell here in America. So if you're buying Cadbury, look on the package, because if it doesn't say Cadbury and it came from England, it is a different formula. So, there's your fun fact for today. So, I'm a little excited today. This is my notebook I'll be reading from today. 5 years ago today, I left for an epic adventure to England, and I still hang on to that, and I still want to go back, and I didn't want to come home. And I think a big part of it too, for me, this trip was that it was the first thing I'd ever done really like full on solo, and it really kind of showed me what I was made of. But anyways, I guess we'll just get started. So last week I did a vibe about letting go, and it may have been Monday stuff or Tuesday thoughts. I can't remember, but I did a vibe about letting go. And, again, a lot of times these things just come off the cuff, so I don't always remember what vibe did what and where it came from. But a friend had caught it, and she said it reminded her of a sermon, and she was grateful for the reminder. But I wanted to share the sermon that she had gone to see, because I really think, it still kind of goes with that whole letting go thing. It goes with that healing process. And it's really kind of a good physical. Sorry, sibling was trying to call me. She's trying to get onto the vibe. So anyways, older sibling has technological issues. But anyways, wow, way to call her out on that, right? But anyways, what my friend Sherry was saying, and thank you very much, Sherry, for this. What she was saying was that, she was sharing the sermon with me and saying, thank you for the reminder. This really reminded me and helped me out. So I'm going to read it to you now, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about it after and my thoughts on it. So she told, and I'm reading it what she wrote to me. I attended a sermon once about letting go. The speaker brought a sack of river rocks and placed them all along the pulpit. He invited everyone at the end of his sermon to pick up the rock. The rock represented, or pick up a rock. The rock represented something bad you were harboring, grudges, wrongs, jealousies, lies, whatever. You know what you were holding that weighed you down. When you felt you could finally let it go and be free of it, he said, just come and, sorry, I can't read my own writing. He said, just come and lay your rock at the altar. No explanation necessary. It was between you and God or your higher power. So basically, this gentleman came to give them a sermon. He brought a bunch of rocks, and I'm assuming river rocks are pretty heavy. I mean, that's a lot of rocks, but even something that might be this big, and we're going to get to this in a second. This is my new book. But even something that might be this big, when you carry it around long enough, it gets heavy. Think about the change you put in your pocket, if you're a guy, or your wallet, or if you're a woman, think about all the things that you put in your purse. And, how much of it do we actually need? And how much of it do we really not need? You know, what can we not live without that we don't need to put in our purse to make it so heavy? But in a way, this is kind of the same idea. He was telling somebody, I'm just going to use this as my example. Come pick up a rock, okay? Come pick up a rock. And this represents your burdens. This represents all the things you're holding on to that no longer serve a purpose. You know, if you have healed it, if you are, you know, or if it is something that does not serve your life or does not, you know, add anything positive to your life, you got to let it go. And it's not always that easy. And I'm generalizing here. I'm talking about anything. Okay, I'm not talking about grieving, because grieving is a whole different egg when it comes to letting go and moving forward. What I'm talking about today are the things that we hold on to that we don't need to hang on to, like the grudges, the wrongs, the jealousy, the lies, the rumors of people talking about you, or maybe the things that people say about you, or maybe the things that you have said about other people, or rumors you may have spread unknowingly on your own and felt bad about the outcome after. A lot of times these things won't come back on us, but they stay with us. And, you know, like yesterday I preached about taking a deep breath if you get angry. And then the reason I talked about moving that mattress out is because I was a fucking asshole yesterday. Okay? It was so hard to move that thing out that, I mean, it's just, I felt bad. You know, I mean, it is clearly something I need to work on, is just learning how to follow my own advice, take the lesson. And poor sibling was at the bottom of the stairs trying to help me. And I asked her to go open the door, because I literally brought this thing down by myself. And she did help me bring it out to the trash, as I mentioned earlier. She's a very good pusher, okay, because we literally dragged that thing out to the dumpster. And of course, our unit is nowhere near one of the dumpsters. But I wasn't kind. I didn't stop to take that breath like I said I needed to. And I don't know if that's a trigger. I'm not making excuses for myself. I can be a very, very good person. I know this. People have told me this. But I still have this side of me that's just, you know, it's really about releasing that control and just trusting, right? I mean, how many times have I said I've let go of control and embraced believing and trusting? It's still something I clearly need to work on. And that's the rock I hold. My rock is about just not trusting. So it doesn't even have to be a rock about grudges or wrongdoings or jealousy or lies. What is it that you are holding on to that does not serve you? Losing my shit does not serve me. It just makes me feel like an asshole for the rest of the day. And that's not fun. That's the rock I carry. That's the burden, I guess, that I put on myself, because for some reason there's just a part of me that just freaks out, and I don't know why. And you know, sometimes I think in those moments, having that rock in your hand really reminds you of what you have to let go, you know, of those, you know, those people that you feel have wronged you. Let it go. I mean, that rock was supposed to be about, that represented something bad you were harboring, right? But it's not just about something bad you were harboring. It's literally about letting go, you know, giving it to God. No explanation necessary. Your higher power, whoever it is that you converse with, or whoever it is that you pray to, or, you know, look up to for advice and guidance. Just, they're telling you to let the shit go. Okay? I could have easily gotten that mattress down the stairs, laughed about it, but instead I went against everything I said yesterday. You know, and I try to be as honest as I can about these. It's not easy coming on here and saying, hey, I was a fucking dick yesterday. But I think it also adds not just an honesty on my part. it adds something to other people that might watch this that have these same problems that I do, and say, you know what, I don't feel so alone. I don't feel so stupid anymore. And maybe this is something I have to work on, because this is not how you treat people, especially people that are trying to help you. And a lot of it was, I was hurting, I was tired, I was out of breath. And because it's the way the house is situated is very awkward. I mean, to be perfectly honest, in my sister's room, we have this thing called a kitty castle. Okay, it's like 5 feet by 3 feet. And I call it the kitty castle because it looks like a castle, but it's for the cats. And they had to hoist it. I'm pointing to the window. They had to hoist it onto her balcony and bring it in that way because they could not get it up the stairs. So not only that, there's electronic stuff on the landing for the cats. So I'm trying to avoid all these things, and I'm getting frustrated. And instead of just stopping and taking a breath, I'm a little ashamed. Okay, I am very ashamed. She would tell me not to worry about it. She would tell me, don't worry about it. But I am, because I come on here to help people understand how to move past these bad things. And that's one of the reasons I'm honest about this. In fact, I had a friend the other day that I was talking to on the phone tell me that he admired the courage that I had to do these things and to be as honest as I am. And honestly, I'm not even sure if it's courage as much as it is a confession, because I come on here. I've been coming on here. Oh, yesterday was 8 months, I think. Whoa, wow, look at that. I think it was. Sorry, I don't remember. Yeah, yesterday was 8 months. And I've been coming on here for 8 months, trying to talk to people and trying to tell people, and kind of sometimes on my soapbox or being preachy and this and that about the things not to do. And sometimes I feel like I'm just the prime example of the things not to do. Don't be me. But there's only one me. Don't be me. But to be honest with you, it is also a learning lesson for me. I think if I call myself out, then I'm able to set my rock on that pulpit and let it go. Okay? And I think for me, that it's not harboring grudges, wrongs, jealousies, or lies. I think for me, and those were just examples, guys. Those were just examples that they were saying, because, a lot of times when you harbor the grudges, the wrongdoings, the jealousy, the lies, they really weigh you down. They weigh you down. They make you paranoid. They make you overthink. If you have a dinged up mental health, they really make you overthink. And it's not worth it, right? It's not worth it in the end, because what purpose does that serve you? Whatever happened, they're long gone, maybe, and if they're not, then maybe you're not talking. I don't know. A lot of times things manage to repair themselves. But I think in the long run of it all, you're the one carrying the bag. You're the one left holding that bag. You're holding that bag of rocks. And what is it doing for you? Nothing. It's just getting heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier, until the point where there's nothing left. And you're collapsing into a chair saying, I can't do this anymore. So let go of that proverbial rock, whatever it is. If you need a physical example, then, find a rock or find a book. Find a book, something heavy, and carry it around for a while. Maybe put a Post-it note on top that says, hey, I'm letting go of control. And that's what I need to do. I've mentioned it before, that it was kind of something that just became ingrained in me, because I had to control so much of my life in order to kind of just keep the secrets that I was keeping, and what happened. My story now, for the most part. And it's just, it hurt my parents, because they wanted to help me and I wasn't letting them. And I don't think they ever really verbalized that to me, but you could tell. The way they hold you when you tell them something says everything, And, it's like Troy says, leave that bag at the station. There's no overhead storage. No one gives a shit about the overhead storage, dude, okay? Check your bags. So, but yeah, leave the bag at the station. He missed the beginning, so we're actually talking about rocks. But yeah, leave the rock at the pulpit. Give it back to God or your higher power, because they will take care of it. If you don't believe in those things, then just leave it somewhere. If you were a nature being, give it to nature. Give it to nature. Just leave it behind you. Let it go. Because it does not serve you. It does not serve anything in your life. It does not serve your purpose. And the whole point of even myself sharing about yesterday is because we learn things, you know. He's being a smartass now. He's all, but you were keeping the rocks in a bag. This is what happens when people come in late and they miss the beginning. But yeah, I was talking about a bag of rocks. But just, you have to let it go. Okay, it's, take that rock, put it back where you picked it up from, and leave it there. Leave it behind you. Let it go. You know, we all have our crazy moments. We all have those moments where we're just kind of whatever. And that's because we're human, right? It doesn't make you a bad person. As long as your good days outnumber your bad days, you're doing okay. Okay? And if you have a dinged up mental health and your bad days are outnumbering your good days, reach out to your people. Okay? If you don't have a support group, there's a whole vast arena of social media where people kind of commune and help each other through. Don't be ashamed. Remember, sharing your story don't be ashamed. The one thing I read that really kind of got me going on this was, somebody sent me was, don't be ashamed to share your story. It might inspire someone else. So there you go. So I'm going to read this one last time, just so everybody kind of gets the gist of what I just said. And it says, this is from my friend Sherry, and she sent to me this. I attended a sermon once about letting go. The speaker brought a sack of river rocks and placed them all along the pulpit. He invited everyone at the end of his sermon to pick up a rock. The rock represented something bad you were harboring, grudges, wrongs, jealousy, lies, whatever you knew that you were holding that weighed you down. When you felt you could finally let it go and be free of it, just come and lay your rock at the altar. No explanation is necessary. It was between you and God / your higher power. So there you go. Let it go. Don't let it weigh you down. I don't know. It's bad for the complexion. But yeah, just, you have to lay it down. When we see people that are out there living life, being happy and everything, it's because they're learning to lay their burdens down. And sometimes they're faking it. You know, ask any mental health person. They're good at that fake smile. Everybody thinks they're happy, and then they say later, I didn't know you had that problem. You're always so happy. Well, because we have to make ourselves happy. Most times we don't have to make ourselves happy, but a lot of times, especially when you have to find yourself in social situations where you have to function, you have to force yourself to be happy. But when you have a like person, they can see it in your eyes because your eyes aren't shining. So, you know, just lay down the burden, let go of the rock, and, you know, just walk away. It's, yeah, you know, let yourself fly free. You know, think of it as like a hot air balloon, right? They have those weights holding them down. So, Marie says she should win an Oscar for her fake smile. Girl, I've won many. Okay, so I understand. And I can see it in her eyes. In fact, lately, her pictures, you can see the light coming back. And it's beautiful light. So, girl, lay down your rock and let your light shine. So, I know easier said than done. It does take practice, guys. Like I said, my good days outnumber my bad days. Yesterday morning was not my finest moment. So, good morning, baby bear. Hello. Thank you for coming. Oh, she's saying I am having a beautiful day. So, I got this yesterday with my dad gave me some birthday money a couple months ago, and I've been looking, you know, you get picky. You don't just want to buy stuff, right? But anyways, it's called the Daily Oracle, and what it is, seek answers from your higher self. But what you do is you hold it up to your heart. You take 3 breaths, deep breaths, clear your mind about what it is that you want to get an answer for. and then you open it to a random page. Okay, so I know people that do this with the Bible. Okay, so oh yeah, she says it matches my shirt and my makeup. I didn't even think about that. I was going to wear the white one of these that I own. So there you go. Look at Shelly, color coordinating. Woohoo! So anyways, I'm going to focus on what it is that everybody needs to hear. Everybody needs to hear. Okay. The point isn't to understand. The point is to accept. Okay? The point isn't to understand. The point is to accept. So a lot of times we overthink, right? We start trying to figure out, well, I don't get it. I don't get it. You don't have to get it. You're not always going to get it. It's a go with the flow message. Just go with the flow. That's all you have to do. Just go with the flow. Sometimes easier said than done, I know. But the more you practice it, the better it gets and the easier it gets. So, okay. There are your Tuesday thoughts for the day. Put down your rock and just accept whatever it is that you're putting down. Give it to God or your higher power and walk away. Let it go. Baby sibling, I'll be sending you an Oscar in the mail for that smile of yours. She's adorable, but yeah, she is. I mean, you look at her, she's adorable. So that was a pretty heavy one today, huh? A little bit. But I've been saving that for a week because I really wanted it to kind of fall into a day where it meant something, where it was important. And I really do think it hits home in a lot of ways. And I don't think it just hits home for me. I think it hits home for a lot of people. We carry stuff that we don't want to let go sometimes. And, you know, just to kind of move into a separate area, to go into the grieving. There are grieving rocks. Okay. I'm making that up as I go, but I mean, think about it. It took me, I don't know how long to finally be able to move forward from Mom and Sissy passing, you know, and they were two very pivotal people in my life, for years. And well, obviously my mom was years and years, but even Sissy, I mean, we had our moments. God knows we had our moments, but we learned something from each of those things. And like I said, I felt very gypped because we were finally on the right track in our soul sisterhood. And then she was gone. And I carried that rock for a long time. It's like, well, what could I have done that we could have gotten to this place sooner? Or should I have not left that day and gone to work? Should I have stayed? But you know what? I know she knew. I know she knew from the conversations we had the night before. And I didn't want to pick up on it. But the next day, it's like those movies, right? Where you get to the end and all of a sudden they do that montage of everything, like The Sixth Sense, right? They do that montage of everything and you're like, oh, I'm the dumb one that didn't get that movie. Okay. I usually can guess an ending. Love that movie for that reason, because I did not guess it. But it really is like that, where you start seeing all these things and you're like, okay, you know, and it's like, I didn't see it when I was there, but I see it now that she's gone. So, you know, we laid down our rock back on that pulpit, and we had a lot of fun in between the time that we did that and the time that she passed. And with Laura, you know, we were the three musketeers. We were three soul sisters that were just kind of journeying through life together. You know, I mean, Joanne didn't have a sister. She had a brother that she loved very much, but we were like her sisters, and she called us that. And in fact, she was the first one to really say that in our relationship, that, you know, I was a sister to her. And then, you know, we adopted Laura. So, you know, thanks, sibling, for still being here. And the same with my mom. And I realized that my mistake was one word. I thought I had to move on from it, but instead I had to move forward from it. Moving on, like I said, moving on is placing that rock of harboring judges, jealousy, you know, worries, and all those things. Moving forward is taking all the good things with you, because you don't want to leave it behind. You know, I can talk about things now about my mom and Sissy, and the tears are fewer and far between. Doesn't mean I don't miss them. I miss them every day, and I love them every day. But I know that my life can't keep stopping because I'm so rooted in this sadness. And it took me a long time to learn that, and it's really it is kind of hard to explain, but as you can see, I'm not crying. But I think there was a guilt about moving forward because I was trying to move on. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. I know it will make sense to some people. But there really, to me personally, in my humble opinion, there really is a difference between moving on and moving forward. When you break up with somebody, you're moving on. When you lose somebody you care about and love deeply and just can't imagine how every day going forward is going to make sense without them in your life, not being able to text them or call them or go hang out with them, you learn to move forward. And you realize that what they want for you is to live your life. And yes, they know, they recognize. I'm a personal believer in the fact that we can communicate with the other side. But, whatever your beliefs are, whether they're an angel to you, whether they're a spirit guide to you, whether, you're just comfortable in the fact knowing that they're in heaven, then, you can move forward with that. But for me, I know that I can communicate. And that is also one of the things that made it hard. That's for my people. This part is for my people who can, who do believe in those things. That sometimes makes it hard because you have this communication, but they're not physically there. And it hurts. And, and then you figure out that balance at some point. And once you figure out that balance, it's an amazing thing. Sometimes I'll find my friends who are moms and I'll just tell them, can I have a hug? I need a mom hug. I need a mom hug. And even sibling gives great mom hugs. And I think they're really exceptional because her babies are still young. Well, not babies anymore, but they're 10. Well, no, they're 9 and 7, but will be 10 and 8 this year. Dear God, where does the time go? But they're still young, and they're still being nurtured. So she still gives those kind of hugs that are like, oh, thanks, I needed that. So, which is probably why I have to go to Tucson every couple of months, because I need to get my fill of mommy hugs from her and Baby Bear. But anyways, I think I've talked long enough. So, there are my Tuesday thoughts. Put down your bag of rocks. Leave them at the station, like Troy said, because there's no overhead storage. Everybody send baby sibling an Oscar because she is amazing. And Troy's amazing, and Baby Bear is amazing, and older sibling is amazing. These are my amazing people in my life. This is my support group, my support system, some of them. And they bring, Baby Bear says, group hug. So yeah, definite group hug. They just add this joy to your life that, wherever you go in the world, they're always going to be on the other end of technology, whether it's a Zoom, a Messenger, a FaceTime, whatever. And you can see that it brings a smile to my face, and I love these people. So there you go. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Think about what I said. If you feel like you're carrying something around, try the exercise. Carry something heavy around physically, and when you're ready to let it go, put it down and walk away. Okay? If you want it to be a literal rock, that's fine. But, just let it go and give it to your higher power. All right? So, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Self-Care Wednesday, and the Masked Singer's back tomorrow. So I'm super excited. And then Thursday will be, I don't know. I'm not sure what time I'm leaving yet, but Thursday's either going to be from here or San Diego. So, and there's a surprise on Monday. I'm going to have to do my live from a train. It might be a little late because my train leaves at 8:25, but that'll be fun, right? So better remember the microphone. Have a great day, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Thank you for watching.